keysandbeats.com, behind the music and in your face.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Neighborhood Nick. I logged on to keysandbeats.com with my homeboy, The Future, man. Y'all know what it is. Hustle music.
The Futuredood.
Let's get it.
All right. So right now, people are calling you the biggest rapper to come out of the West Coast since the game. How do you feel about that, and do you feel any pressure?
You know, first and foremost, I feel blessed to be compared to such, great talent and all that. But you know, I feel like it's a good thing. It's the perfect time that you want to drop an album in. Everybody expecting greatness, a nice movement behind you, a big buzz around the project. That's when you want to drop your debut.
Right. So those comparisons also apply to Snoop Dogg, since you guys look the same and you guys have a similar style. Has the comparison to Snoop Dogg affected you and your music? Are you trying not to sound like him too much, or are you trying to sound more like him, or how's that working?
Nah, man, I'm not trying to do nobody but me. You feel me? Like, it ain't a constant effort to do nothing but be myself and my music. So, like I say, it's good to be compared to legends, but you don't ever want to walk in nobody's shoes. You always want to define your own lane. So that's really what I'm doing with my music, the mixtapes, the singles, the visuals. Combing my face out in this hip hop shit.
So right now you have songs out with The Game and Snoop Dogg and a bunch of other West Coast artists. How important is it that West Coast artists collaborate nowadays?
I mean, I take a page out the book of Down South. I feel like the bigger the West Coast stock share in hip hop is, the bigger my share is gonna be, because I'm a West Coast artist. So as many West Coast successful artists there are out there that make or area in this market bigger. It just makes me bigger because I'm from the West. So I'm all for building up fellow artists and merging the movements and showing that we all one, and that it's not just one artist, it's a whole coast of talent that need outlet.
So speaking of West Coast artists, and how about the producers? You've been linked to Game and Snoop. Have you been linked to Dr. Dre? Have you guys been in touch, and has he given you any tips or anything, or any beats for your next album?
I ain't gonna go into too much detail, but it's a possibility. I've been working with a lot of people. Some I'm gonna speak on, some is still, secret, top secret missions we on right now. But stay tuned for the update on that, man. It's coming soon.
What do you think separates you from other West Coast artists that tried to come up in the last few years but didn't really make that much noise nationally? For example, like Crooked Eye.
One thing about everybody, to each his own, man. Everybody got different expectations of the game. Everybody got different ideas of what they want from it. So my thing was, I wanted to be a national brand with a West Coast identity. I didn't want to just be a West Coast brand. I wanted to be an international brand. I'm relevant in Europe, France, Africa, Italy, Germany, Asia, LA, East Coast, down South. But I still wanted to maintain my identity as a West Coast artist. So, I feel like it's just the way we went about rolling out the music, and, the goals that we set for ourselves kind of like, illustrated that vision.
keysandbeats.com.
Speaking of your goals, your mixtapes, besides Drake, you were one of the most successful artists with your Bullets Ain't Got No Name mixtape series. What do you think that you did differently from all these other artists putting out mixtapes that led to your success?
I think one of the things was that I didn't hold back. Like, I didn't save shit for the album. I just did it as I went. I always felt like my best music is in front of me. You feel me? So that mentality kind of gave me the courage to just release the music. Man, I'm not doing it for a label. I'm not doing it for a check. I'm doing it because I love the music. I want to inspire people, and I want to entertain. So based off the internet and the flow of releases and how much music it is out there, I feel like to stay, relevant and stay current, you got to give people quality music that show your growth in between your projects. I feel like, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of Drake, you had that collaboration recently, Killers. How did that come about, and are you feeling Drake, and what other rappers are you feeling right now?
Yeah, as far as the record, Killer, that was a record that my homeboy 1500 produced. And, Drake had reached out at the BET Awards in LA, and I had always been vocal about, I was a fan of Dude's music, and he was vocal about how he was a fan of my music. So we just, we linked up at the BET Awards to play the record. I'm like, man, that's crazy. He like, I want you to get on it and kill it. We ain't have a hook for it, he just had his verse. laid my verse and shot it back, and he heard it, and he laid the hook. I feel like, that's a real strong record, you know what I mean? I feel like we two of the biggest, most promising artists right now in the game, so new artists in the game. So I feel like the fans wanted that, and I feel like we did that, and it came out good.
Are you feeling any other write-in artists right now, or do you think you are the best of it?
No, I mean, I definitely feel like me and Drake is the ones doing it. Not to say we the best or the worst, but I feel like we some of the, two of the biggest artists up and coming with the most expectation. But it's a lot of artists that's crazy, like the Slaughter Boys, the dude in Kansas named XV, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
J-Rock killing shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people from my area, Brent Paul, Robin Hood is a producer. You know what I mean? And another artist I'm working with named Kid Cali. A lot of people I'm feeling, especially from the coast, man. The production group 1500 did the record me and Drake is on. They doing shit on my album. They did shit with Jay-Z, Rihanna, and they yet to really get their big exposure. So I'm feeling a lot of people, man, and a lot of them I'm working with on my project. So you're gonna hear a lot.
So you have the Slaughter Boys and Kid Cali. Who are they, and how are they involved with All Money In, No Money Out?
Basically, the Slaughter Boys is a group that I'm a part of that was existing for years. You know what I mean? That was before I had a deal. That was my homeboys from my neighborhood. So that's not a group that I got signed. That's just a group I'm a part of and a movement that I'm pressing. You know what I mean? And then Kid Cali is the first artist signed to All Money In, No Money Out. You know what I mean? He's a star. He's just a crazy talent. You know what I mean? He a real dude from out here. He met Fat in jail in the LA County jail. Fat is my business partner in the company. Fat came on me like, man, I got an artist I want you to hear. I heard him rap one time and we've been on ever since. We shot a video together. I featured him on my new mixtape. We in Vegas right now wrapping up his mixtape. It's called And I'm On. And it's crazy. I think he's going to have the same success off his mixtape that I've seen, if not more. Just because how much quality music he released on this new tape. So definitely right.
Seasonbeats.com.
All right, let's wrap this up with a few questions about your album. I know you have the mixtape series Bulletin Ain't Got No Names. It was scheduled for 4 mixtapes, and you're currently on your 3rd. Are you planning to put the 4th one out before the album drop? And when does the album drop?
Yeah, as far as the mixtape release, the Bulletin Ain't Got No Name is done. Volume 3 was the end of that. So, I got one more tape that I'm putting together right now, and it's called The Crown. And this is my first time even talking about it, you know what I'm saying? But it's basically just, self-explanatory. It's called The Crown. And, I'm just going in on all the records, all solo records, no features, all original shit. And I'm just going to release one more before the album. And then the album coming out in December on the 22nd. And that's titled South Central State of Mind.
When's that mixtape coming out, The Crown?
I ain't set a release date yet, man, but I'm working fast, man. Like, I'm in the zone right now, so, not too long. It'll be there before the album, for sure.
All right, what other rappers and I know The Crown isn't going to have any features, so what rappers and producers are going to be featured on the album you're working on?
As far as artists, I got Snoop, I got Game, I got the Slaughter Boys. I got a R&B artist from New York named June Summers. She on most of the male vocals on my album. I also got Lloyd. I got working on Carrie Hilson, getting on this record. We're gonna end up having a record with Drake on my project. We got a lot of people, man. We might end up I don't know exactly what the final cut is gonna be, but we worked with everybody, man. I went in with KC, a songwriter that wrote Knock It Down for Carrie Hilson. You know what I'm saying? I went in with the Runners. I went in with everybody, man. Scott Storrs, Battle Cat, J.R. Rodham, Sean Kingston. You know what I mean? Everybody, man. Soulja Boy, the New Boys, the artists you wouldn't expect.
All right, for those that hadn't heard you yet, what top 3 songs of yours would you tell them to listen to really get a feel for who Nipsey Hussle is?
Number 1, I tell them listen to Hustle in the House. That's like my introduction. That's self-explanatory. Also, I'll probably tell them to listen to a record I got called The Hustle Way, which we just recently shot a video for us on Volume 3. And then I'll probably tell them to listen to a record off my first mixtape called RSC for Life.
RSC for Life. All right, got it. Well, you know what? That pretty much wraps up the interview. Is there any last words you want to say for people listening or reading this interview?
I just want everybody to know, man, I love the fans, man. I love everybody that's paying attention to the movement. You know what I mean? I got a ton of new music coming. I ain't going to stop. You know what I'm saying? Stay with me, and I got y'all. All money in, no money out, man. It's a movement.
Seasonbeats.com. Behind the music and in your face.